The joke slipped out the way tired people sometimes joke when they are carrying too much and pretending they are fine. He said it with a crooked smile, half laughing as if daring life to laugh back, that maybe one day he would ask her out when things magically got easier. The hallway smelled of disinfectant and old paint, his hands were still rough from work, and the future felt like a wall he had been walking into for years. He did not expect her to pause, look at him with quiet seriousness, and ask a single, gentle question about her being older that stopped his breath mid-step and froze his heart where it stood. If stories about kindness, second chances, and quiet courage matter to you, take a second right now to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that are still hurting and still believing. He was a single father named Adam, though most people at the hospital knew him only as the man who never left early. He cleaned floors before dawn, fixed broken carts when no one asked him to, and learned how to fold his exhaustion small enough to fit into his pockets. His daughter slept in a narrow bed at home with a lamp left on every night, afraid of the dark since her mother passed. Adam worked double shifts because grief did not pay rent, and love alone did not buy school shoes. He lived by routines because routines did not surprise you, and surprises were dangerous when you were already stretched thin. She was there every afternoon, sitting by the window in the long corridor that faced the parking lot. Her name was Claire, and she volunteered with patients who had no visitors, reading to them, holding hands, filling the silence that illness made loud. She dressed simply, carried herself with calm, and had eyes that looked like they had learned patience the hard way. Adam noticed her because she noticed him. She thanked him when he cleaned around her chair, remembered his name, and asked about his daughter in a way that felt sincere instead of polite. Over time, the hallway became less heavy when she was there, and his days felt a little less invisible. Their connection grew in small, unremarkable moments that somehow meant everything. A nod of understanding when a shift ran late. A shared smile when an elderly patient laughed. Adam did not allow himself to think of it as anything more, because wanting more felt irresponsible. He was a widower with a child, debt, and no room for dreams. So he joked instead, letting humor carry what hope could not. He said maybe one day, when life was kinder, he would ask her out. He meant it the way people mean impossible wishes, knowing they will never be collected. That was when she asked her question. Not sharply, not accusingly, but with a softness that carried weight. She asked if her being older would matter to him. The words did not echo loudly, yet they hit him harder than any insult ever had. His smile faded, not because of her age, but because of everything the question reflected back at him. It showed him his own fear, his assumptions, the invisible lines he had drawn around himself about what he deserved and what he did not. He realized he had been hiding behind the joke, afraid to confront the truth that he was scared to be seen wanting anything again. After that moment, Adam withdrew. Not out of anger, but out of confusion. He kept his head down, worked faster, spoke less. The hallway felt colder, and the silence heavier. At home, his daughter noticed the change. She watched him stare out the window at night, his mind far away, and asked if he was sad again. He told her he was just tired, the way adults often do when they do not know how to explain fear. But fear was exactly what it was. Fear of being judged. Fear of failing again. Fear that wanting something good might somehow harm the fragile balance he had built. Days passed, and Claire did not chase him. She respected distance the way only someone who has known loss can. Yet her absence was loud. Adam found himself replaying the moment over and over, realizing that her question was not a test, but an offering. She had trusted him with something vulnerable about herself, and he had responded by retreating into his shell. The realization brought shame, but also clarity. For the first time in years, he asked himself why he believed love had an expiration date for people like him. The turning point did not come with fireworks or dramatic confessions. It came on a night when Adam's daughter woke up crying from a nightmare. He held her until her breathing slowed, and she asked him if he ever missed being happy like before. The question was innocent, but it landed deep. He told her happiness could change shape, but it never really disappeared. As he said the words, he realized he needed to believe them himself. The next afternoon, Adam slowed his steps in the hallway. He cleaned deliberately, allowing himself to notice the light coming through the windows, the sound of distant laughter, the small life still happening around him. Claire was there again, sitting in her usual spot, reading softly to a patient. He did not joke this time. He did not hide behind humor. He stood there, heart pounding, and let himself be present. He acknowledged the distance, the misunderstanding, and his fear, not with explanations, but with honesty in his posture and eyes. In that quiet space, something shifted. Not instantly, not perfectly, but enough to let the air back into his lungs. From that day on, things changed slowly, the way real healing does. They talked more openly, not about romance at first, but about life. Adam shared stories of his late wife, the guilt he carried, the way grief still surprised him years later. Claire shared her own history, the years she spent caring for a sick parent, the loneliness that came with being strong for too long, and how age had taught her patience but also fear of being overlooked. Their bond deepened not because they were perfect, but because they were honest. Adam faced judgment from the world in subtle ways. Coworkers raised eyebrows. Acquaintances offered unsolicited opinions about age, timing, and responsibility. Each comment tested his resolve, reminding him how easy it would be to retreat again. But this time, he did not. He realized that his daughter was watching not just how he worked, but how he lived. He wanted to teach her that love was not something you apologized for, and that respect began with honoring your own heart. The story did not erase hardship. Bills still came. Work was still exhausting. Grief still surfaced unexpectedly. But joy found its way back in quiet forms. Shared meals that felt lighter. Laughter that surprised him. His daughter warming to Claire not as a replacement, but as a presence that added gentleness to their home. Adam learned that moving forward did not mean forgetting the past. It meant carrying it with kindness. Near the end of the year, as the seasons shifted and the hallway filled with holiday decorations, Adam stood once more where the joke had been made. The memory no longer stung. Instead, it reminded him how far he had come from that man hiding behind humor. He understood now that Claire's question had not stopped him. It had woken him. It forced him to confront the walls he had built and decide whether he would keep living inside them. If this story has touched your heart, if it reminded you of your own fears, losses, or quiet hopes, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who might need encouragement, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps keep stories like this alive and reaching those who need them most. Before this story ends, there is one special request. Please comment below and share what this story made you feel, or a moment in your life when fear almost stopped you from choosing happiness. Adam never claimed his life became perfect. What changed was his understanding of worth. He learned that love does not ask for permission from age, circumstance, or past pain. It simply asks for courage. And sometimes, that courage begins with a single question that stops you cold, not to end your story, but to finally begin it.